Hey guys, Sean again, Custom Offsets TV on the YouTube. Got a 2015 GMC Sierra 2500 HD Duramax. This is Denali. It pretty much has every option you can possibly imagine. And what he came in for is we're going to be doing a 6.5-inch BDS lift on this one. And then he did the Fox shock upgrade. He did the traction bars, the steering stabilizer, pretty much all the bells and whistles on the 6.5-inch BDS. And then for wheels and tires, we're going to be doing these 22x12 fuel assaults at -44 offset on some 35 12.5 Toyo open country MTs. Pretty pumped. Can't wait to show it to you. Let's go.
Big trucks decked out, roll it through the wood and it flexed out. Rims so big and the windows black, got the knob all lit up, double chromed out stacks. Yeah, we love to get them dirty, but still they so clean. Custom Offsets, team stance is the genie. I'm top of it now, we ain't never gonna fade, so you better get ready, we're taking over the game.
So like I said, we got a 2015 GMC, and this is going to be the Denali HD with the Duramax 2500. And what he did was the 6.5-inch BDS. And then like we said, he's got the Fox 2.0 shocks, he's got the stabilizer in there, and then I'll show you the traction bars in the back. So he's got that 6.5-inch, which with these are the 22x12 -44 fuel assaults. So you got a big old 22 here. And then it's that 12 wide, which is creating this humongous concave wheel. We have not had this one, I believe, that we've shown you as far as build test and stuff. So again, these we don't do, you know, the lip test because it's not a lip. It's more about the concavity, how deep that center is. And you can see that the Bill doesn't have a prayer on this spoke. You know, Bill being 6 inches, so he's at least 8 inches of concavity that this whole thing is pushed in the depth of that spoke is. So it's a huge wheel with a huge presence. And then the other thing to note, and this is one, you know, this isn't going to be an off-road wheel because if you look at the sidewall of this Mario, you're going to see that this spoke is out probably a good solid inch and a half past the sidewall of the tire. So this is not an off-road wheel at all. This is definitely for the looks and more of that, the clean look that you'd want on something like the Denali HD. So for tire, that's a 35 12.5, and you're gonna see, you know, it's gonna have that shorter sidewall because it's on an R22. It's a 22-inch wheel. So, you know, you get a lot more wheel and a lot less rubber. And if you step back and kind of look at this one, I think a lot of people are gonna say, if you look at it this way, Mario, a lot of people are gonna say that they shoulda, woulda, coulda gone with a bigger tire because they wanna fill more of that wheel well. But the thing you have to realize is, you know, with that Chevy wheel well, with how square it is, we already had to come in here, and if you come kind of back around this way, you'll see that we had to trim the corner of that bumper, and then we also had to trim the valence. If you go up to a 37 or even like a 36, one of the metric sizes, you're gonna have to start cutting into this bumper, and when you start to round that corner, then you've got to start to create the line from up here, otherwise you end up with this chopped out look. So then you have to start trimming that entire bumper, and he did not want to get into that much trimming. The other thing is, back here we had to do nothing more than give it a couple little taps to create this little bit of pocket back here, and then he clears now. And then also, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, he also cut the, trimmed the inner liner up front, and then pulled it forward with a zip tie just to pull it up and out of the way so that you don't have to trim a lot of it out. But if you'd have went with a 36, 37, you've got to start going in here and doing a NorCal, and like I've showed you in the past, there's nothing behind here. So when you start trimming this out in cutting out back there, that creates a pocket. And because we're up here in Wisconsin, we've got all this crap that blows all over your vehicle. That would all be blowing up inside of there. And this is one that he's gonna be driving year round, so that didn't make any sense for him. So really the truck and the lift size determine the tire size that he'd be maxed out at if he wanted that stance. Because if you look down the side of it now, with that 12 wide, he's got a really good aggressive look to it as far as the setup goes. But that's what starts to create, you know, the friction with the fitment with that size wheel and tire. So these are the recoil. If you look down here, these are your recoil traction bars. So you can see where we bolted it into the frame now. And then it runs all the way back, and that's gonna help with any excess flexing or axle wrap in the rear. And then you'll see the Fox 2.0s back here as well. I guess you can see them from about here. And that's pretty much it for suspension. So we'll just run through the rest of the truck. So you can see, you know, stock GMC Sierra, but it's because it's a Denali, it's gonna have everything. So you see the fog lights, projector lights, LED accenting, and then inside, and you'll see the smoked cab lights. If you look up, way up, Mario, you see that's all smoked. And then you've got the better tow mirrors with the chrome, which he's actually gonna have wrapped. And then inside, you're gonna see it's got the full Denali package. Pretty much every bell, whistle option, moonroof up there, the whole works. And then same thing back here. You're gonna have the crew cab, so you're gonna have a whole bunch of room. And again, you got the wood grain in the side doors, and then the big back seat and all the leather. He's got a really low profile tonneau cover that just kind of blends in. So you can see he's got a brow up top, and then he also did the match on the front windows. So he's gonna have that 20% match. That's pretty much it. He left the side steps on for now. He's gonna actually be having us pull those off and add some amp flip up steps that tuck under and hide. But for now, those are staying on there. And then his next steps, and we'll bring him back for an update, is he's gonna do some of the rock lights inside the wheel wells underneath. And then, like I said, the amp flip down steps. And he's actually bringing this out for quite a bit of motor work. So we'll have him come back and we'll get you guys an update. Maybe we'll take this out with CO2 and show you the black and white versions of these vehicles. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you check us out, see this thing coming on back. Peace.